young.
I am a young.
I'm a young.
I am.
And I am a young
Black.
A young black.
Young.
Black.
A young black.
Black equestrian.
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 Black equestrian.
Equestrian. Black equestrian.
equestrian.
Black equestrian.
I'm a young black equestrian.
I am a young black equestrian.
Always.
How y'all doing? What's going on?
Are we doing good? yes, we're good. We're happy that we finally got a chance to talk to you.
Heck yeah, I know it's been a minute. We've been trying to get linked up, and I appreciate y'all being patient with me. And I'm just happy to link up with other folks in the same, in the culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
We
sure.
live.
For sure.
We live.
So tell us, where you're from, what you do, all that sort of stuff.
Yes, I am Randy Savvy. I am the managing member of Compton Cowboys and the executive director of our nonprofit organization, the Compton Jr. Equestrians, which has been a 30-year kind of family mission here in the community of Compton. And I'm super proud and excited about the future of it. I'm running things now and just bringing it into the new era, kind of just showing the world what we're doing down here and making it cool, making it fun, showing the kids that it's a different lifestyle and so it's opportunities in this, Yep.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, we already know, a lot about the Compton Cowboys, so it's nice to be able to.
Yeah, nice. There we go.
So how did you get into horses in the first place?
I was born into it. My family, my auntie, my aunt and my dad both were really into horses when they were younger. My grandfather, who's their dad, used to watch a lot of westerns when they were little, and so they used to just be super into horses and stuff just from being on watching them on TV. And then there was a family in the community where my aunt where they grew up at over in Harbor City, which is not too far from Compton, literally probably like 5-10 minutes from here. There was a family that had some horses, and my aunt used to always be over there kind of interacting with them, and she just loved the whole idea of horses and the animals and the whole situation. She just loved it. So when she got grown and started working in real estate, she found this neighborhood in Compton called the Compton Farms, which is where we are now. She just stumbled across it just from work, and it's a farm town right here in Compton that she never knew about. And she was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, I could live in the city and there's horse people over here and there's property over here. So she was like, man, I'm moving here. So she did that, moved over here. And then that's what kind of got it started. She just moved over here. And then a couple years later, my dad moved down here too. And then we moved my grandma down here. So now we have 3 properties back to back. And we just have a whole ranch with all our horses. It's funny, I don't know, I don't know if this thing will let me. Oh, I'm actually at the ranch.
So pretty outside. I know. It looks so nice.
I'm here right now, like I'm always here. But so she moved here, and now that's how I got started. That was in mid 80s. I was born in 1990. So by the time I was born, my aunt already had my dad and my auntie already had horses and stuff. So.
That's interesting. I always wondered, like, what y'all's setup was like if you actually had land or if it was kind of like, stalls and hay situation.
Oh, yeah, no, it's actual. What it is the Compton Farms, this town in Compton is actually the very first original town. Like the founder of Compton was an agriculturalist, like he was a farmer. And so this is where he started Compton, here in the farms. And he started it here because of how rich the soil was and where it's located as far as like all the like trains and commerce and stuff. It was just a great place to that's why Compton is called the hub state. Because it's like in the center of it's like dead in the middle of the county. And then it's also the center of where all the freeways kind of collide. So it's a really hot spot to live. And so the founder of G.D. Compton, Griffith Dillon Compton, he started here. And so as the city grew out, actually just grew around the farms, but he loved the farm so much. He was like, as the city builds up, the farms has to remain the farms forever. So he actually wrote that into the deed. And so now here in 2020, we still got farm properties and stuff. So each of the homes actually has a bigger lot. On average, most of the homes have about a half acre. Each of the homes are on about a half acre. So we have 3 consecutive ones and then some additional space in the back. So we're on about 2 acres right here in total. So we have 2 acres and we have about, I think right now we have 11 plus 3 plus 2, 17. And on the compound, we have 17 horses. And yeah, plenty of space. You see, we got the whole arena. We got a round pen. We got plenty of stalls. We got a whole hay barn full of hay. Parking porch for trucks and trailers and everything. Yeah, and this is like the backyard, like see. So I was just showing y'all the ranch. So this is like in the back, right? And then where I'm parked at, see, look, that's the house right there.
Okay.
So I'm in the backyard of my house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's out to the street, the driveway. I was actually just about to back out of this driveway onto the street to go where I was going. Then my alarm went off, like, oh shit, I gotta call the homies. So
well, I'm glad you are organized and set alarms and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying. You know, being organized is so important. That's how you make everything happen. That's how we able to keep business flowing and keep these horses fed, keep these kids coming. It's just working, being organized, and having business, you know, going on.
Yeah. How many kids come out on?
What we do is we have kids come in like in alignment with the school semester. So we do like a spring semester and a fall semester, and then we do summer camp, and then we have winter break. During the school year, our after school program, we usually take about 12 to 15 kids at a time. We don't run up big numbers because it's all about, you know, being hyper focused on these kids that we serve, and, you know, teaching them from scratch. You know all the stuff that comes with learning how to deal with these horses. You know, we can't have a whole backyard full of 50, 75 kids back here. You know what I'm saying? It'll just be chaos. So we bring in, we usually we'll never bring more kids back there than there are horses. You know what I'm saying? We want to at least be able to, that ratio would max out 1-to-1 on the kids and horses side. So bring in about 12 to 15 per semester. In the summer camp, we do bigger groups. Like the summer camp kids might be like, just because camp is a little more different. It's not all about just riding. It's just all about the activities, the work, the fun, the arts and craft. Yeah. So we might do like, you know, 20, 30. But yeah, you know, little groups, little batches of kids. Yep.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So what'd you say?
I said, but they have a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, they love it. They love it. It's crazy because, you know, these kids around here, they don't see nothing like this ever. And anywhere, the closest place to even see something like this is like miles and miles out. And, you know, when you grow up in the hood, like, especially when you're in an underserved kind of community or, you know, low income, you don't really travel that far outside of your immediate environment. You know what I mean? You probably, like they say, I think statistics show, like, most people growing up in low income communities, really their world is basically like a 5-mile radius from where they live. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they don't really get that exposure. So coming back here looks and feels like it's worlds away when it's right around the corner from their house, and they seeing all these horses. We got cows, and I mean, it's just like they feel like they in the magical land. Like they really feel like they in like a cartoon movie or Disneyland or something like that. They just be so, you could just see that they just so escaped from their regular life. You know what I mean? Like they don't even be caring about nothing else. They just want to be back here, and then when it's time to go, they hate leaving, and when it's time to come, they're showing up early. And you know, yeah, they have a great time.
That's cool. So who manages the property, like, on a daily basis? Like, do you guys take turns? I know there's a bunch of y'all in the group, kind of the Compton Cowboys, but how do y'all manage that?
Well, our ranch Anthony, one of our members, is the ranch manager. He's actually on staff through the nonprofit to manage the ranch. So he comes Monday through Friday. He's here from sun up to about noon. So about 6 a.m. to noon, he's here Monday to Friday, and then the evening shifts. Because we know there's me, my brother Keenan Stone. There's 4 of us that actually live on the ranch in the houses. And then the ranch manager Anthony, he don't live here, but he comes here Monday through Friday in the daytime. So in the evening shift, We have a couple of the other guys, our ranch hands, who do the feeding and groundskeeping and stuff. So it's a nice little system we got built that keeps the place nice. And it works for everybody. It works for the horses and works for the group and it works for the program.
That's good. I know the kids are very helpful when they come out there too.
Yeah, they just want to do anything and everything they can do. They want to get the most out of their little time, the little couple of hours they here. They want to maximize it. They be out there cleaning, pulling stuff. They want to groom, wash the horses. They'll be like, man, we can't do everything today. We only can do a couple things today. But they just mostly get excited about riding, obviously. But they just want to get fully immersed when they get here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you have trainers on staff, or is it just you guys, teaching them?
We don't have like certified trainers or anything like that, but we grow our own relationship with the horses, so we train them ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We like just spend. It's really training the horses ain't nothing but spending time with them and being a good decent human. You know what I mean? And just interacting with them, and first of all, just getting them, because it's mainly just the trust factor. Once you establish the trust factor, then they pretty much will do what you ask them. Yeah. So that's really what it is. Is we spending time with them, feeding them good, giving them time and space to run around and stuff. And so that helps them feel comfortable with us, and then that allows us to be able to do it. But for the most part, most of them are all cool. Like we don't have as far as the horses being trained. Now with the kids, we just basically train the kids like what we learned. You know what I mean? Basic fundamentals. How to ride, how to balance on the horse, everything, you know what I mean? How to saddle them up, all the horse parts and all the equipment parts and stuff. So, we're doing it. We pretty much a nice little self-sufficient operation. We don't have too much outsider involvement, you know what I mean? Other than like, people that want to come in and do like paint stuff or, stuff like that. But for the most part, we operating on our own.
Well, that's good. That's admirable, because I know some people, are always kind of trying to bring people in and, just get other people in the mix when it kind of takes away from the program, especially when you have a small niche of kids that you were trying to reach, Yeah,
that's an important point, because at one point, my aunt, who is the executive director and founder, she started, her health started declining. So she was moving to retire a little bit earlier than expected. And as a part of that, we had to bring in somebody else to run the program, and they were, obviously they're an outsider, so they don't understand what the look and the feel and the whole story and the essence of things, and that actually started negatively affecting the program. You know what I mean? Like the students weren't the same, the operations weren't the same, the board members were kind of not. It was just starting to get weird. And that's just because, like you said, somebody bringing somebody from outside, and people have to understand the community that we're serving. They got to understand what these kids might be thinking, what they might be feeling, what these horses might be thinking and feeling, and what that means for them to be together. So, since I took over in 2018, so I'm in my second year now, and since I've been here, we just been totally. My whole thing is like being self-sufficient, operating internally, building a system amongst ourselves that helps us like keep everything going smoothly, and it's been working pretty good so far.
That's cool.
Nice. What motivates
like
you?
a black business? We a black business, a black startup, basically.
Yeah.
In the context of the podcast, young black equestrians, like in that context of that conversation, like we also young black equestrians. We also young black entrepreneurs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Same time too. So
YBE.
Yeah, YBE.
Everything.
Yeah. I'm sorry, somebody was starting to.
What motivates you to keep going and to just continue doing what you're doing?
The kids, keeping them, just seeing them change their life, being able to, my family is like that. Like my grandma was a cook. She cooked all her life at elementary school. You know what I'm saying? That she could have been doing anything. She had a lot of different skills, and she was very smart and could have did anything she wanted. But she just wanted to be able to make sure the kids had good food at lunchtime. You know what I mean? So in our community where we live at, my aunt, that kind of energy spilled over into my dad and my auntie of like just looking out for the young people, So that energy spilled onto me. So I just love being able to get up and inspire the kids and the community. And then there is a little bit of vanity in it just because I love being, obviously I do entertainment. So just for like background, like the Compton, we've had this ranch, like I said, 30 years. We've been building it. Like, it wasn't always what it is now, but it's been a thing all this time. And we always been together and homies and cowboys and all this for a long time. But I actually, I'm super passionate about entertainment, and like, I'm a musician, I'm a producer, and film and TV and media and all these things. So once I came into the fold, I wanted to, my whole shtick to bring in, like my whole angle of it was like, my aunt and my dad wanted me to, run the organization because my aunt was gonna retire, and I wasn't really particularly like into it per se because I have my own dreams. You know what I'm saying? I have my own aspirations of what I want to do in my career and stuff. Yeah. And this is always my life. It's my yard. It's dear to my heart, but it's not something I was trying to do professionally.
Right.
And then they wanted me to do it, so I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it my own way. So when I came into the fold, I was like, I'm about to make this whole situation a whole Hollywood circus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm about to bring lights, camera, action to this whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm putting everything on camera. We developing media. We're gonna develop a brand around it. We're gonna do all of that. And so now that's what you see now with Compton Cowboys is like my vision for what the program, where the program is going. It's just bringing it into this new era of like, social media and like, you know what I'm saying, all these different things like being influencers and stuff. So that's what, that part is fun too. That keeps me going too. It's like growing those followers, getting real fans, people buying merchandise, people telling us how much they love what we're doing, and like being an inspiration to people worldwide is great. And it's also fun to be like popping. You know what I'm saying? Like like I'm just being real, you know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it 100. I ain't mad at it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so, I see you popping.
I gotta keep it real at all times. I gotta keep it real all the time.
That's funny. That is too funny. Well, that was gonna be one of my questions because it's kind of like, I mean, I feel like I heard of you guys before, like the whole Old Town Road situation. But it was like, how is it that they're all of a sudden everywhere? Like everywhere, like everybody has heard of the Compton Cowboys all of a sudden. So I was wondering if somebody sought you guys out or if it was somebody from the inside, like, hey, now we're starting to do this recording and stuff like that. So I'm glad you shared that.
Yeah, well, the whole Old Town Road situation is so crazy, and that's why we down here, we really feel like it's really our calling. It's really our purpose. It's like almost like divine intervention, if you want to call it that, because like we was already doing our thing, and then that kind of thing, that thing came out of nowhere, and that just opened up the world's eyes and ears to it. Like even having the conversation of like, damn, black people and cowboys in the same sentence. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that about? So so that even made us like that, because once that happens, now people are searching stuff like black cowboys, blah blah blah, and then our stuff is popping up everywhere. So it just kind of sparked, put fuel to the fire and made our flame even bigger. And then we got a lot of interest from a lot of big brands and stuff. Like we got a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool campaigns that are already out. We got some coming up. I'm pretty sure all the Adidas stuff we did. We did a campaign with Zara. We did Adidas. We did Zara. We did some other. We did some.
I saw Ariat. I didn't Adidas. I'm gonna have to go look.
We did Adidas. Yeah, it's on our YouTube. We got an Adidas piece on there. Oh, I think it is on there. It's on our website. You can go to the hype section. They'll show like we did an Adidas campaign. We got an Abercrombie and Fitch campaign coming out next month. After that, we get a big nice spread in Playboy magazine. So we got a lot of stuff that's like coming out, but like all these brands are noticing because the Old Town Road thing kind of helped it become a pop culture phenomenon that started a conversation, and then people want to go seek further into it, and they find us, and then that's why all this the energy has been kind of swarming around us.
Yeah.
So how did you see, like from after that whole Old Town Road thing, how do you see the image of the cowboy changing on mainstream media?
Yeah, well, they're now trying to make, which what we've been doing, but the Cowboy is now becoming a cool aesthetic. You know what I mean?
The
Like,
yeehaw agenda. I just learned about it.
yeah, people are, yeah, how they always got a name for shit. The yeehaw agenda is a thing now. The whole cowboy aesthetic, the whole vibe, as far as the look, the attitude, but it makes total sense because Americana is the cowboy. You know what I mean? Like, Western heritage is American history. You know what I'm saying? It's a big part of American history. So it makes total sense that it will be resurfacing in this way, and then obviously in the context of this era that in that generation that we in now, and the climate, the cultural climate, like, it makes sense that the cowboy would be a cool thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody would make it cool, and it makes sense that it will work because it's totally American and it's totally actually dope as fuck. Like, cowboy hats are a fucking vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, you don't get like wearing a cowboy hat. You just get so much more like respect and like all these different things when you're wearing it. Like, I'll rock my hat like this, whatever. I'll walk, I'll go around, whatever. Okay, that's a certain thing. But if I put my hat on, like, people treat me different. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how you doing, sir? You know what I'm saying? And all these different things, like, it automatically comes with a certain level of like being serious and being respectable and all these different things. So yeah, it's dope.
I don't know. I don't wear my cowboy hat like in public.
I don't wear mine either.
Yeah, we only break it out. We only break it out on special occasions. It's funny. I have two hats. I have a black. We're sponsored by Stetson, so I have a black felt Stetson, and I have a white straw Stetson, and I wear the white one when I'm having fun and riding and doing stuff, and I wear the black one when I'm doing business, like when I go to business meeting. You know what I'm saying? That black hat, that shit make them take a nigga serious. I'm telling you, like, I'll be in a meeting with my black hat on, I be getting shit done. But yeah, so other than that, I don't really wear them like that. It's like a special piece that you put on when you like trying to make a statement. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or feel a certain kind of energy. So other than that, we Compton dudes, and we have a female member too. But we a Compton crew, so we do dress like regular, like casual vibes. You know what I mean? For the most part.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So let's talk about these sponsorships, because I feel like you just gave us a whole laundry list of people that are supporting you guys. So how did you land these sponsorships?
Well, what's crazy? They all reach out to us. Like, we didn't, what I'm saying? We don't really, like, a lot of our work and a lot of stuff you see of stuff that we've done is mostly reactive. It's not really proactive. Like, we're not out there scouring and like calling everybody like, yo, Compton Cowboys, you got to sponsor us. Like, these people are calling us. They emailing us, hey, we're so-and-so. We love you guys. We want to do something with you. Like, every deal we've done, every campaign we've ever done has been all just, I'm waking up, I get an alert, I'm looking at my email, boom, boom, oh shit, Google, or oh shit, Adidas, or oh shit, Abercrombie, you know what I'm saying, Zara. It just comes right to us. So it's been great just because that's the whole point, is like building this brand up and putting everything, that's the power of social media. You know what I mean? Like, we basically have done everything we've done just by having a really strong Instagram page. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Instagram is so strong, building those followers and then tagging and all this stuff, people sharing it and everything like that. And then that's making all these brands just basically hit us up. Everything we've done is that people have hit us up. It's even Ariat, because Ariat, we already had a relationship with them through the nonprofit, because my aunt had a relationship up there, because Will Simpson is the 2008 Olympic gold medalist in show jumping and in hunter jumper, and he's an Ariat athlete, and he's one of our sponsors for our program. So with the kids, so we already had a relationship with them through the on the nonprofit side, like just getting donations and apparel and stuff like that, and once we started building our Compton Cowboys thing up, and we got like kind of popping on the gram, and they saw like it's a whole generation of like fly ass Cowboys doing this whole new thing. They wanted to re-engage us on the branded side. Like, how do we integrate like the influencer thing with you guys? You know what I'm saying? Because in our space, in the equestrian space, there isn't that. Like, there's no big influencers who are equestrians. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then if you think about the brands, like, they don't even do that. Like, it's a bunch of bunch of people that's like cowboys and horse folk. They ain't really well versed on this whole like if
Social
generation,
media.
social
Yeah,
media shit.
yeah.
These is all outdoors folks. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
for us, it's like for us to be able to bring that same kind of energy, like when say a comedian or a dancer or whatever does a deal with a big major brand like Nike or something. Those equestrian brands like the Boot Barns, like the Ariats, like the Wranglers, and all those folks, they're like, we present opportunity to bridge that gap, to be like to bring that kind of energy to their industry, and we know that like that's our leverage in deal making. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
we go, we can bring that energy to you guys to make your company relevant in pop culture. You know what I'm saying? Make your company popping, like kind of take you out the shadows from this niche equestrian brand to like a dope ass actual brand that can compete in the space in the general like retail space. Like Ariat makes incredible products, but nobody knows. Like I would much rather rock Ariat stuff than I would rock Nike stuff any day. You know what I'm saying? But it's just as I have the Nike hat on. But but like their stuff is super comfortable, very well made. It's a lot more affordable. Like the runners and stuff they have are a lot more affordable, and they just make great products. And to me, it's like, if people knew more about the company, they would, if these products was in these stores, it's like nobody even knows where. Like Ariat don't have no product presence in nowhere other than like Boot Barn or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like
right.
so it's like. Who's going to bridge that gap? And for us, it's like, we present that opportunity, so that's our value. So they got to cut the check. You know what I'm saying?
Cut that check.
They got to cut, but also it's cutting the check, but also it's building a great relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we doing really good stuff. It ain't no gimmick. What we doing is real life. We real life authentic horse folks. Like we really love. It's all about the lifestyle, and we love it. And it's just it works for both parties. So.
Yeah.
And it is a lifestyle. Some people forget that.
Yeah. It ain't just for the cameras. It's real life. We out here real life. When it's raining, we out here mucking, getting puddles out the stalls. When horses getting sick, we got to get the vet out. You know what I'm saying? And all kind of stuff. Like it's every day. We, you know what I'm saying? We ordering hay by the truckload. Like we getting a big ass. We get a like probably twice a month. We get a big flatbed full of hay truck down here from the middle of California. You know what I'm saying?
And then get them kids over to unload it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we got these kids, like it's all lifestyle. Like that's the main part of it. All the media and the fun, like cool fun, but this is every day for us,
Yeah. Are any of y'all like athletes, like actually competing, doing rodeos, anything like that? Do you guys do that?
So one of our female member is actually a barrel racer. So she's been off circuit for a while, but she was a new mom. I mean, she had a baby, and then obviously she had to focus on being a mom, and she was going through some other family stuff and stuff. But so she does that, and then one of our members is an actual hunter jumper, and so he's trying to get back into the swing of things right now. We're trying to find the right horse and the right system. It takes a lot, like having the right horse, the right trainers, the right sponsors and stuff. But it's coming together because now Ariat is sponsoring us. We got that part of it. We're working on the horse part, getting the right horse part of it, and then the right trainer that can dedicate that time and put together that system and go ahead and send him up because he has realistic opportunity to get to the Olympics at this point in his life and be the first like Black, the first African American Olympian doing hunter jumper. You know what I'm saying? So. And actually winning, so it's realistic because the gold medalist is one of our sponsors. That is one of his coaches. So it can actually happen. We can actually make history in that space. We're gonna make history in a lot of areas, and we just building it all up right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, it's all good.
What discipline do you ride? You didn't.
I ride Western. I'm more like casual, like leisure. I just be riding. I have a Tennessee Walker. So I just be cruising I'll be cruising on my Cadillac. You feel me?
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, you tell them, okay? King Walker.
I just cruising down the block, and my horse, he got plenty of energy, so he can go all day. So I just be cruising. Yeah, I just be cruising.
I feel you. That makes me so happy.
Oh, you have a walker?
I do. I have two. I have an old one and the one that I ride now. So.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, we got a couple of them down here. We got Stone. I have one. Our other member, Stone and Main, has one, and then our ranch manager Ant Dog has one that's a baby that's actually growing up. She's like a blue roan Tennessee Walker. She's gonna be real big, but she's a real walker. So we're excited about her growing up and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't take anything from this conversation, it is that you have a walker.
Hell yeah. You know it. That's the vibe. Gotta pull up smooth.
Yes. So what advice would you give somebody who wanted to, kind of be in the position that you are now? Like whether it's starting a nonprofit or, just kind of getting yourself on the map.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta, the main thing is just like the authentic part of it, right? Like if you don't have, I was thinking about this idea that thought recently is like, a lot of people sit around and try to focus like, how am I going to make it? How do I make something, whatever. And it's like, it doesn't have to be this grand scheme that you like have to like orchestrate and put together and like hope, sprinkle some salt on it and it becomes this big thing. Like you have to start with what you actually have. What do you actually have that you can turn into something? If whether, for us, it happened to be, we had horses in the yard. We had horses in the back. You know what I'm saying? So, for me coming back here after grad school, seeing the whole thing, I was just looking at it like, man, I don't have to go out and try to come up with this whole elaborate scheme to make a fortune or to make like a name for myself or to do great community work. It's like, we use what we have. We have these horses, so let's just do that. You know what I mean? So for what I tell other people is, whatever you love and you're passionate about and you can do, you can see yourself doing and you feel so good doing, that's where it starts. And then once you have that, that's inside. And then when you look outside and go, okay, so now what do I have around me that can help facilitate all of this into one nicely well-oiled machine that can start creating momentum? Because what's going to drive it all is that it's actually real and actually ongoing for you. Because what happens is, like, if you're just trying to come up with some elaborate scheme, then you always have to plan and plot out and like almost like fabricate or exaggerate or dramatize things because you're like, damn, I need to sit down and do this, or I need to figure out how to make this look like this. But if you actually live in the shit every day, all you gotta do is get the cameras out. You know what I'm saying? And then so for us, it's like, we live this every day. So what all we doing is basically talking about it and putting the cameras on it and then telling the world about it. And that's what's driving it. So that would be my advice, is to be super true to what you feel, what you love to do, what you're passionate about, and then true to what you actually have around you. Putting those two things together will create something really nice.
That was well said.
I know. Everyone else, I mean, usually when we ask that question, they're like, oh, never give up. Yeah. And it's like, that's a great answer, but still, being authentic and being
that's real.
True. Yeah. You don't have to like make stuff up, because that's when things go by the wayside, and then you're like, okay, that
because you can't sustain that. You just can't sustain. You can't sustain making up stuff all the time, because you're gonna either run out of money or ideas or whatever, or help. But if you're really living this every day, that's why we always have content, because it's like we don't have to force it.
Right.
Like the homie actually be out here doing whatever on the horse and saddling up, or the kids be right here. I just take my phone out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, take a picture or take a story, and then it's like, because it's real, it's ongoing. So your content is now endless, and then your conversations are endless, and everything is endless because it's actually ongoing, whether or not people are caring about it or not, or it's on camera or not, it's actually happening. So
yeah, I think it's so funny when y'all go live and it's like not random people, but it's a different person every time, and I was like, wait, who is this?
Yeah, it's it's nine of us.
Oh,
so, it's eight guys, one girl, and but it's crazy. We're all men and women now. I just turned 30 yesterday, so I'm like, it's crazy.
Well, happy birthday!
Thank you so much. 8 men, 1 woman, and it's 9 of us total. So we all are logged into the page at all pretty much all times.
Mm-hmm.
I do all of the content curation on the main feed. So all of the pictures, captions, stuff that goes on the main feed is my like curation. Because that's what I study. That's what I have an eye for. That's my passion. Like this is my project from an entertainment perspective. Is like doing the branded part of it. And so I curate all that stuff. But on the story and like as far as responding to messages and doing and comments and stuff, like we're all on there. You know, we're all jumping around on there
Yeah.
from the page. So it's fun.
That's cool. That's cool. Caitlin, you got any more questions for him?
I do. What challenges have y'all faced as a group before, everything blew up and after everything blew up?
Before everything was just finances. Like having enough help to keep it all going. And just having just resources. That could be money, it could be hands on deck, it could be equipment, it could be anything. Just having enough of resources to keep everything afloat. Because when my aunt was about to retire, before we was about to get popping, like it was kind of starting to like we were actually having real conversations in the board meetings about shutting down because we didn't have anybody that was gonna. They hired somebody to step in, like I said earlier, that basically didn't work, and then my aunt kind of just accepted it, like if I'm going to retire, I can't just bring somebody in from the outside to do it, so I'm just gonna close it because I don't want the legacy of it to just turn into some whole other shit. You look up 10 years later and it's all rich kids back here, everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like all outsiders, people not from the community, running the program and in the program, and that's not the whole point of the program. The program is to serve at-risk and underserved kids in the community that need it and tell those stories. So, she was like, "Man, I'm gonna just take it. We're just gonna close it down." And we didn't have enough resources and just help and stuff. So, at the same time of her kind of slowing down, we were starting to heat up. And then I was like, okay, well, we'll step in and take everything over as far as all of that. So that, the Compton Cowboys, we bring our group that's more hands on deck, and we bring more, through storytelling and doing media and all these things. We bring in awareness, which brings in funding, which brings in, growth. You know what I'm saying? So before we blow up, it was really just having the resources. After we've been getting hot, the main challenge has been just kind of keeping everything concise, staying on message, staying on branding, staying true to what we did staying true to the whole purpose of it all, and not losing focus, not getting lost in the lights, camera, action, cool shit. It's like making sure we still working with doing stuff with these kids, making sure we still taking care of these horses, making sure we still staying who we were before all of this. And it's been cool, like I said, because this is already our lifestyle. So the only thing that's really changed is the attention. And then obviously we've been able to raise more money and being able to have more opportunities to be able to pay ourselves and raise money for our program. Which is sometimes can change things because money changes shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but the reason why we've been able to stay good is because we already was homies and brothers and like family before all of this shit. And we always talked about all of this, like how can we figure out how to do something together and make a name for ourselves. So nothing haven't really changed, up to this point. Like we just like doing it at a higher level now with more help. So the main thing is like and all the attention. So the main thing is just like staying focused, not getting this distracted. Now we getting popular, and now you got things like girls or whatever want to shoot they shot and this and that, and then you fuck around, get in trouble messing with the wrong one or something stupid. So just making sure everybody focusing on that, like stuff like okay, or not getting too like, oh man, you're starting to get too much into it for the money, like you losing focus on what's the point of it. So stuff like that. And yeah, but it's been good. We haven't really had to hit no big major hurdles or roadblocks. Everything just been up and up. And I think it's because we're doing something righteous. You know what I mean? We're doing something good. We staying true to the community and the kids and these families. And I think that's what's protecting us in all this chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it. Definitely.
For
For sure. All righty. Well, thank you so much for taking
Yeah.
time out of your day to chat with us. We'll
was
have
great.
this on YouTube, and I'm gonna need it to be under the hype section.
Okay. Yeah. Hit me up. Send me everything.
Okay.
We gonna get we got a whole team that does all of our online and stuff, and we curating stuff. So we always look for new content to put up and shit. You know what I mean? So that's vibes. It's all good. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for having me on, and I would love to have y'all come down if y'all ever in LA. I don't know where y'all based
We
at.
are coming one day. We're in North Carolina.
We're in North Carolina and Virginia, like
Yeah.
literally across the country. So we'll make it there.
Okay, cool. I'm actually supposed to be coming to South Carolina at the top of February. I'm speaking at Furman University about just during Black History Month, talking about this whole thing. So I'm gonna be on that coast for a minute for the first time. So I'm excited about that. And we gotta get y'all to the West Coast or something.
Yeah.
I know. Literally, all the other people we talk to, most of them are either in the Midwest or on the West Coast, and we're like,
Nobody's
Oh,
up here.
we'll only see you on video. But
Yeah, but we plan on doing stuff like, because of what we're doing is so, obviously, like, there's a lot of African Americans and folk doing the cowboy thing. Like, originally we was some of the original ones anyway, but it kind of got lost. But what we're trying to do is resurface it and bring us all back together. So at some point when we get enough resources, we're gonna be having big like national conferences and campaigns and stuff like that. And y'all definitely will be on those lists to be invited and flown out or whatever.
yes,
A part of it.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
That sounds
I like
good.
that a lot.
It'll be great. It'll be great. We got to stick together in this shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm gonna holler at y'all. I'm about to run.
All
Y'all
right.
have a good one. Yep.
Have a good one.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Thanks so much for watching YBE TV. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to see more of our content. Rate, review us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. See you guys next week.